Incoming email.
What you want to know?
Craig's Corner.
Hey, welcome to Craig's Corner for Tuesday, March 13th, 2013. Today's going to be an extended version of Craig's Corner, but I have to try and sneak it in under 12 minutes because otherwise my cameras turn into pumpkins and I can't do any more recording. So, at least in one shot. But I'm going to try and do this as sort of quickly and concisely as I can while still giving you enough information about what's going on. People have asked me to do an original song because they're like, you know, you do covers, but it's pretty predictable. Why don't you do an original song and show us how you would build the presets and how you would actually apply those presets in order to complement the song and maybe a performance. So, you know, how would you reduce the number of button presses, etc. So I'm going to attempt to do that. First thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to sing you guys the song with just the straight up guitar effects. Right, so we just got the ones that came out of the box. That's fine. I'm worried about the vocals right now. So I'm gonna sing the song verse, pre-chorus, and chorus, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna start adding effects to it and kind of analyzing how to do it. Okay, so this song's called Eden. It's one that I wrote several years ago, and it's kind of taken a bunch of different forms, but this is sort of the acoustic version of doing it. All right, here we go. Please be gentle with my my completely unaffected voice.
In the Garden of Eden lies a man with darkened eyes. Everyone has told him what to say. He feels so far away. Staring at the newborn sun, I pack up my bags and I get my gun. Patience is a virtue, so they say. But patience never paid the bills that come to be. Nothing ever bothers me. So every time I see you, I get mad. I'm Kama Sutra paralyzed, moving on and cutting ties. So every single time I see you, I get sad. 'Cause I wanna be living with you in the garden, with you in the garden, and I wanna see if you'll ever have the courage, ever have the courage to leave.
Okay, so it goes on from there, but you get the gist of the song. And obviously, you know, like it or don't like it, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to sort of focus on what I would do to create stuff for it. So the first thing I'm going to create is a reverb. I think obviously I'm going to want to put myself in a physical space. And in this particular case, the song's kind of slow and it's a little bit dark. So I've chosen the dark room reverb. I'm just going to go in and we'll check it out here. So I've got dark room chosen. What I've done is I've taken the decay time and I've adjusted it from the sort of 800 and some odd milliseconds to 1.6 seconds. And what that does is allow the decay to happen in about 2 beats of the song based on the tempo. Now, of course, I haven't calculated exactly, but it's ish, and it gets fairly close. And what I like it to do is to disappear, you know, over a decent period of time, but not so long that it's going to start interrupting the next line of my vocals or, you know, any of that kind of stuff. So the other thing I've done is I've gone to the advanced edit menu and I've turned the pre-delay up to about 20 milliseconds. What that does is it delays the onset of the reverb for 20 milliseconds after it hears my voice the first time. And that allows things like consonants and vowels and the very beginnings of words to come through quite clearly and yet still have the reverb on the voice. So let's take a listen to here and you'll find that I'm actually fairly intelligible still with the reverb on. Hey. So there it is. It's kind of dark. It's not got a lot of sizzle to it in the upper end, but this is kind of a, you know, a mellow song, so I don't want it to have it happen like that. So let's hear it in context, okay? Here we go.
In the Garden of Eden lies a man with darkened eyes. Everyone has told him what to say. He feels so far away.
Cool, and I think that sounds fairly good. The next thing I want to do is I want to say, in that line where I say, he feels so far away, I want to add some vocal effects there. And I want it to sound kind of like a megaphone. I'm saying he feels so far away. I thought maybe it'll sound kind of cool if it's like a telephony type situation, kind of fits with the lyrics. So what I've done is I've created a second preset. So I copied the reverb over, I copied the preset to the next location. By pressing store, instead of doing a letter and changing the letter, I go store to, and I would select store to preset number 2. and I would actually store it there. And then that way I can preserve that reverb I already built and not have to build it again. So what I've done is I've created a second preset. It's got that reverb on it, so we'll move to it. It's also got a transducer and it's got a delay. Now the transducer is on all the time in that preset and the delay is on the hit. So I've got transducer all the time with that same reverb, and then on hit, I've got a delay. Now we'll see how that fits in to the song. So I'm gonna go back to that first preset. I've got preset down, preset up, and hit on my switch 3, which are the default actions. So let's hear how it sounds with those couple of presets put together.
In the Garden of Eden lies a man with darkened eyes. Everyone has told him what to say. He feels so far away.
Sounds pretty cool. We actually get those delay taps to happen at the right time. I just need to make sure I hit the hit button just before I say that word. And then what I've done is I've actually copied, as you can see here, the first preset into the third position, because that means that I'm going to want to go back to that reverb sound. And a little note about the reverb sound is that I've actually applied the reverb, the same reverb. You can see hit coming on and off. Nothing changes. And it's because I had to plan out for my third preset. I'm coming out of that second preset. Let's go back to it here. Coming out of the second preset, and I've got delay and transducer on, but hit is on because I had to use hit to get that delay. So when I move to the next preset, I don't want anything to be on. I want just that reverb. So it doesn't matter what the hit state is. And instead of me having to go, oh crap, hit off and then preset or whatever, I just go preset up and it takes me to the next preset. Now, of course, I am going to have to turn hit off within the next few seconds, but I have some leeway in order to do that before the next part comes in. After that preset, I simply copied the same megaphone preset again into the next space, because I'm going to do that for the whole pre-chorus. So I'm going to do a little lead up line and then the whole pre-chorus with the transducer. So let's listen to that all together now.
In the Garden of Eden lies a man with darkened eyes. Everyone has told him what to say. He feels so far away. Staring at the newborn sun, I pack my bags and I get my gun. Patience is a virtue, so they say. But patience never paid the bills that come to be. Nothing ever bothers me, so every time I see you I get mad. I'm Kama Sutra paralyzed, moving on and cutting ties, so every single time I see you I get sad.
Now I need to go to the chorus. So I've built another preset now that has a little bit of doubling. Go into the effects here. I've got some doubling going on. Just a one voice of tight doubling, and I think I've set the level to about -6. Yeah, I have. On the hit function for that particular preset, I've added a third up harmony. That's all there is to it for that particular one. So let's go back to the next preset here, the preset down. I'm going to do that.
Kama Sutra paralyzed, moving on and cutting ties, so every single time I see you I get mad. 'Cause I wanna be living with you in the garden, with you in the garden, and I wanna see if you'll ever have the courage, ever have the courage to leave.
Okay, I kind of pooched a little getting out of it there, but you get the gist. Let's go over how I did the chorusing with the harmonies in there. Okay, I'm just going to do it slowly. So I come in and actually say "and" without the harmony, and then I go
I wanna be
and then I go turn the harmonies off.
living with you in the garden,
Harmonies back on.
with you in the garden,
Here's the tricky part. I turn them off to say
and
and then I turn them back on.
I wanna see.
So it's a little bit of footwork there to get that thing to go in and out, but I think you guys get the idea. Let's try the whole thing from the beginning, and then you'll get a sense of exactly how it's going to work.
the Garden of Eden lies a man with darkened eyes. Everyone has told him what to say. He feels so far away. Staring at the newborn sun, I pack my bags and I get my gun. Patience is a virtue, so they say. But patience never paid the bills that come to be. Nothing ever bothers me, so every time I see you I get mad. I'm Kama Sutra paralyzed, moving on and cutting ties. So every single time I see you I get sad. 'Cause I wanna be living with you in the garden, with you in the garden. And I wanna see if you'll ever have the courage, ever have the courage to leave. Double down and ante in, luck is always wearing thin, even when I try to beat the game. It always knows my name. Improvised weird ending there, yay. Okay, so I think that gives you guys the gist of what I'm getting at here. You want to create your presets with an eye to how they fit the song itself, even how they fit the lyrics and what you want it to sound like based on what you're saying or what the mood of the tune is. And also I've given you a couple little technical tips about things like pre-delay and that kind of stuff. And then I've shown how I string them together in order to use them in a situation where I'm live, where I'm trying to reduce my button presses and stuff down to stuff like preset up and hit, and then preset up and then hit, back and forth. And hopefully that gives you an insight into how you might be able to do it for your own stuff. So hopefully you dug my tune, but if you didn't, doesn't matter. It can still apply to the way that you guys make your music. So thanks a lot for watching, and I know this one was a little bit long in coming. People have asked for it for a while. It's just a matter of trying to get it together and get both the cameras set up and all that kind of stuff. So thanks a lot, guys, and take it easy. I'll talk to you soon.